Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes. This is 14p, the mechatronic engineer Leraje. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a detailed look at the entire contents of the packaging, which I've got just to the side here. We're going to have a look at him in both of his modes. We're going to have a quick look at how you can use his accessories, how they can be featured and again used and displayed in both modes. We're going to see how he looks and compares with some other versions or mainline versions of this particular figure that have been released in the main Transformers and Hasbro continuity. We'll see how he looks compared to some of the other Seekers that have been released by Newage, and we can also see how he looks and fares against Generation 1 figures and some other new mainline figures at the same time. So quite a bit to get through with this video. So as I start to pack everything away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, and also to thank Show Z, because that's where this figure came from. And as you can see, he's in great condition, and he also came here very quickly as well. Now, because this is just another Seeker, I want to try and make these videos a little different between each one. I'm going to very quickly show you the packaging though, and just if there's a little bit of confusion, or if you've not seen any Newage figures before, because this is made by Newage, it is not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they cannot call him by his correct name. So that's why it's classed as a third-party company, and that's why they have to call them different names. And I think it's mainly because he transforms. We can see there he of course has the alternate mode, and there is another product image right there. I'm going to be referring to him as Hotlink though, because it just makes things easier, and it hopefully won't lead to too much confusion. Now, these come packaged with an absolute abundance of accessories, which I think is one of the good things about these figures, because they're more expensive than leader class figures, but they are referred to, or they are dubbed as mini masterpiece figures, and that's A, to do with how articulate they are, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and B, with the amount of accessories that come with him. Now, he would have come packaged in his alternate mode, but I'm going to show you that in a second. So we've got here two sets of hands, we've got some arm blasters, arm cannons. Again, I'm not sure if he's got specific names for his, like obviously Starscream's got null rays. I'm going to, funnily enough, let's just attach these straight away via these ports, and they're going to look really, really good. And then, as I say, as you get with Takara Masterpiece figures, you get things like blast effects and other things. So there's some boosters there for when he's in alternate mode. There's some blast effects there I'll show you in a second. And there's a giant piece missing from here, which I'm going to show you very quickly after I've just shown you this other bag of things, which is the missiles there for alternate mode, which I'll show you there. And another gun, which looks very much like, of course, Megatron's from... again, copying Transformers official products. So let's just you could also, if you wanted to, put the missiles, which will fit under the wings, in his hands. He could carry them. I'm sure he can now. I've said that. To be honest, by the looks of it, it looks like I'm wrong. But what you can do is you can pop these into the back of the wings, ready for when we get to alternate mode. And I suppose that's one of the good things that you can do. You can, of course, I'm going to pop this gun in, and as I say, there's an abundance of Seekers that you can get from Newage now, not just the ones like this, like the Rainmakers and the Welcoming Committee. You can get different versions, battle damaged, comic book, G2, again, everything I can think of, cartoon accurate, toy accurate, etc. So let's just leave him like that for a second, because what I want to show you is this. Now, this part that's inside, again, I'll show you more in alternate mode. There's a stand there which you would attach to this, either coming out the side. You're going to see it in alternate mode in a lot more detail, but it's also a figure stand, and you can maybe already tell that it's a space bridge as well. So as I was saying then, there's loads of different Seekers, so each one comes with one of these, and you can build a full space bridge. There's some full instructions for them here, and there you go. That gives you the idea of the fact that you can build a space bridge, and there you go. You can see the Seekers flying around it and all being held in place. And as I say, there's all these bits on the back which are going to help you do that. These bits hold the space bridge together, because you can just clip the two together like so. And then the other parts, I haven't pushed that all the way in, are to do with the stand, which once again you will see in a second. Right, very quickly then, let's have a look at the main figure in question, and I'm going to show you why they are dubbed as mini masterpiece figures. So let's get rid of these so there's no more glare. There is articulation in the head. It's on like a mushroom peg or a ball and socket, so it'll spin all the way around. It'll look up and down. There's lovely detail on it. There's some, is that, I was going to say it is, yeah, it is translucent plastic, but it looks like it's got a bit of paint on it as well for the cockpit. The arms, as you can see, are on ball and socket joints, so they'll go all the way out to the side and they'll start to spin around, but then they do get hindered by the wings, so you can only go back as far as this allows you to. There's a swivel at the shoulder, there's a bicep flexion, the wrist does swivel as well, and to be honest, if you wanted to, as you can see here, there's another 2 sets of hands. So there's open hands and there's pointing fingers. I'm not going to get them out, I'm just going to keep the length of the video down. You can take them off just by taking the hands off like so and swapping them over. There we go, you can see that. So of course you've got your wrist flexion. There is sort of an ab crunch as well. You can see it bends over, but it does literally snap him in half. You've got a bit of a swivel as well, but that gets restricted. You've got some hip skirts, so you can kick the legs all the way out, all the way back. There's a hip swivel, there's a knee bend, and there's an ankle tilt and rock. But what I do need to tell you about the ankles and the tilting, and in fact the feet in general, and can you tell that they are solid die cast? So they are literally metal and they weigh him down, so he balances absolutely perfectly. So there we go. Right, robot mode then. You can twist and adjust, sorry, you can adjust the wings as well. With regards to a few comparisons, here is a Generation 1 Seeker. So that's to give you an idea, I suppose, of just how small he is. This is the botcon version of Hotlink, which was a redeck of an old classic sort of figure. So this is giving you an idea of some mainline figures and how big I suppose he is. There's your core class Optimus Prime. We've got a world's smallest Takara Optimus Prime as well. So he's, to be fair, he's just a bit bigger than a core. He's in between a core and a deluxe class. And if I bring up strong arm, in fact, or if I bring up yeah, if I've got strong arm here, and I've got hot shot there as well. So yeah, hot shot's a little bit bigger, but that gives you an idea of the size of him compared to mainline figures. Very quickly, for people who collect Generation 1, there's a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, and we've got a Generation 1 Bumblebee. So these are all mainline releases, but if you only collect third party and you want an idea of how big he is, obviously if you collect New Age are all pretty much the same size. There's another Seeker, there's New Age's version of Optimus Prime, and I've got New Age's version of Power Glide, actually, just a hand. So they all scale really well. And we've got a Magic Square Trailbreaker, and we've got an Iron Factory Sheen, which is Mirage. So that gives you an idea of the scale of them all with regards to their height in robot mode. Now, to keep the main length of the video down, I've uploaded the tutorial, got the wrong figure there, for the transformation separately. It is really intricate and it does take a lot of time, so you can watch that if you wanted to in a separate video, and if you don't, obviously you haven't got to see it. But we are going to come back right now. Oh, there's the spare head. As you can see, it is just a mushroom peg, so you could pop it off and stick the new one on if you wanted. What was I saying? So yeah, if you don't want to watch the transformation, you haven't got to, because we're going to come back right now and he's going to be in his alternate mode. Okay, there you go. We can see we're back and he's in his alternate mode, which, to be honest, is absolutely beautiful. As I say, quick reminder, transformation process is separately uploaded. As I said, it does take way too long. Just to give you an idea, here is the instructions, which aren't the greatest to understand, so I've uploaded a tutorial for you so you can see it for yourselves. So the good thing about this is, again, you've got, I suppose, loads of different ways that you can choose to display this figure. So first and foremost, what I need to show you is the landing gear. So we've got some landing gear here tucked into what I'm sure you can tell was the forearm. And then also, if you just make sure the toes are slightly out of the way, you can also bring out some other landing gear from the rear there as well. This folds out just underneath, as I say, what were the toes, and you might be able to tell now that they are die cast because it looks a much shinier piece of metal. So there is the landing gear, which again works brilliantly, and as I said, you've got a choice. So these were the little rockets that I suppose most people would be displaying with these underneath the wings. You can, if you wanted to as well, then attach the boosters, not the boosters, blasters to the side as well. But I don't think that looks as good, to be honest. I think it would be just standard little missiles coming underneath. I can quickly show you what it would look like with one of these. So what I'll do, rather than doing both, I'll give you an idea. So from that side is what it would look like with the larger boosters, blasters, and that side is the more traditional missiles. So I think I'm just going to go for the rest of the video with the more traditional missiles. Pop this into there. These are the blast effects, or I suppose the boost effects that I was on about in the first part of the video. So these will fit neatly and nicely into the back of these. Once again, it's just, as I say, an extra little bonus that they do have. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. Well, first and foremost, a comparison. There is Acid Storm, so of course exactly the same size. With regards, I suppose, to other deluxe figures, that is a deluxe Prowl from Legacy. What else have I got here? I've got a deluxe drag strip by popular demand, quite a long figure. What I mean by that is people have asked to keep that one in to give them an idea of size comparisons. There's a little Jeep, and funnily enough, the figure that is not called Hotlink at all, but is the Voyager class Seeker that comes with the what's it called, the Trooper pack. That's a huge figure. So again, it gives you the idea of just how small this is. Saying that though, not as small obviously as Newage's Viper, which we'll be seeing in another video as well shortly. Right, let's show you this stand then, or some of it, shall we say. So let's take out this clip. Now you can have it flat like this if you wanted to, and you can attach this in any of the 3 holes if you wanted to. And then let me work it out. There you go. You see right there, there is a little cutout. You're not even going to be able to see this now because it's so high. So what I'm going to do is angle it down, then angle it back up, and then I probably should have attached this first. Oh no, I've got away with it. There you go, boosting off. And of course you can adjust this, you can maneuver it around. There's loads of different ways that you can position this, and it doesn't have to be like that either. As you saw in the first part of the video with the space bridge, you can pop it so he's flying around it. You might need to readjust this due to obviously the balance and the weight proportion. And you could also, which I should have showed you perhaps when he was in his robot mode, you can attach this and then you can grab him around the waist and hold him in robot mode, because you might not be able to get to that back bit. But once again, loads of different ways that you can display this. Lots of fun to be had. And as I say, I imagine with the full space bridge all built up and around, I imagine it looks something pretty spectacular, to be honest. But I think that's pretty much all there is to say without showing you things that you'll have seen before in the other reviews I've done. I just want to conclude with what a great figure. And funnily enough, this hotlink is RJ, so thank you very much for him for lending me this for this particular video. So there you go, guys. This is the Newage take on hotlink. Just a quick reminder, there is 3 sets of fist: open close hands, pointing hands, and the normal fists. Little rockets, large rockets, Megatron gun, blast effects, spare head, everything you can think of. There you go. This concludes the hotlink review. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. Take care.